What if someone in your life is quietly sabotaging your happiness, leaving you drained and questioning yourself? Toxic people have a way of hiding in plain sight, using subtle manipulation to chip away at your confidence and peace of mind. The scariest part? You might not even realize it until it's too late. But here's the good news. Once you know the signs, you can take back control. In this video, I'll uncover 5 clear warning signs of a toxic person and show you how to protect yourself from their harmful influence. Toxic people love to be the center of attention. No matter what the situation is, they'll find a way to redirect the focus back to themselves. Imagine you're sharing exciting news about a promotion at work. Instead of celebrating with you, they might respond with, "Well, when I got my promotion, it was a much bigger deal because," or "You think that's impressive? Wait till you hear what happened to me last year." Their self-centeredness extends beyond conversations. It's a pattern of behavior that shows up in their priorities, actions, and expectations. For example, they might demand that you adjust your schedule for their convenience without ever considering your needs. If you try to point this out, they might accuse you of being selfish or overreacting. Another common example is when toxic individuals dominate group settings. Perhaps during meetings at work or social gatherings, they interrupt others, dismiss alternative opinions, or steer the conversation toward their achievements. This creates an atmosphere where others feel unheard or undervalued. Start by recognizing when a conversation becomes one-sided. You can politely redirect the focus by saying something like, "I'd love to hear about that later, but I was hoping to share something important first." Beyond that, it's essential to set boundaries around how much time and energy you invest in the relationship. Consider how their behavior impacts your well-being and whether it's worth continuing to prioritize someone who doesn't do the same for you. If their self-centered behavior persists, limit how much personal information you share with them. Keep conversations neutral or surface level to minimize opportunities for them to redirect the focus back to themselves. One of the most defining characteristics of toxic people is how exhausting they are to be around. These individuals seem to have an uncanny ability to suck the energy out of any room they enter. They may bombard you with negativity, constantly complain about their lives, or create unnecessary drama. For example, imagine a friend who always brings up the worst-case scenarios during casual conversations. Instead of enjoying a lighthearted chat, you end up consoling them or trying to solve their endless list of problems. Or perhaps you have a colleague who thrives on workplace drama, pulling you into unnecessary conflicts that leave you emotionally drained by the end of the day. Toxic energy-draining behavior isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's cloaked in humor or sarcasm, leaving you feeling bad but unsure why. For instance, they might make a sarcastic comment about your choices like, "Oh, you're still doing that hobby? I didn't think you'd stick with it this long." These subtle jabs accumulate, chipping away at your emotional reserves. In some cases, toxic individuals may even use excessive neediness as a way to drain your energy. They rely on you to solve every problem, provide constant reassurance, or validate their choices, leaving you feeling like their emotional caretaker. Establish boundaries around your time and energy. If someone frequently calls or messages to unload their problems, you don't have to respond immediately or at all. For example, let their call go to voicemail or politely let them know, "I'm not in a good space to talk right now, but I hope you're able to find a solution." Recognize that protecting your peace is not selfish. It's necessary for your mental health. Additionally, practice setting limits on how much emotional labor you're willing to provide. If they constantly seek advice but never act on it, consider stepping back and letting them figure things out on their own. Manipulation is one of the most insidious tactics toxic people use to maintain control. They might employ guilt-tripping, gaslighting, or flattery to influence your behavior. For instance, imagine a partner who says, "If you really loved me, you'd do this for me," or a friend who frequently insists, "You're overthinking it, it's not that big of a deal." Gaslighting is particularly harmful because it makes you question your reality. Toxic individuals might deny events that clearly happened, insisting that never happened, or "You're imagining things." This tactic isn't just about winning arguments. It's about making you doubt your own perceptions, which can erode your confidence over time. Another common form of manipulation involves leveraging your kindness or empathy. They might say, "I can't believe you won't help me after everything I've done for you," to make you feel obligated. These strategies work because they prey on your desire to be a good friend, partner, or colleague. Toxic manipulators may also use triangulation, a tactic where they pit people against each other to maintain control. For example, they might say, "So-and-so agrees with me," or "Everyone else thinks you're being unreasonable," to isolate you or make you doubt your perspective. Recognizing manipulation is the first step. Start paying attention to patterns. Do you often feel guilty, confused, or unsure after interacting with this person? Once you identify manipulation, respond with clarity and firmness. For example, if someone says, "You're too sensitive," you might reply, "I have a right to feel this way, and I'd appreciate it if you respected that." Practice asserting your boundaries without over-explaining yourself. If triangulation is involved, avoid engaging in their attempts to compare or involve others. Focus on addressing issues directly and calmly. Boundaries are essential for healthy relationships, but toxic people see them as obstacles. They may outright ignore your requests, test your limits, or mock you for setting boundaries. For example, if you tell them you're unavailable on weekends, they might still call you during your downtime, expecting you to drop everything for them. Sometimes their disrespect is more subtle. They might use phrases like, "It's just one time," or "I didn't realize it was that serious," to dismiss your boundaries. Over time, this behavior sends the message that your needs are less important than theirs. Consider a family member who constantly shows up unannounced, despite you asking for advance notice, or a coworker who piles tasks onto your plate, even after you've expressed that your workload is full. These behaviors aren't just inconveniences, they're signs of a deeper disregard for your autonomy. Setting boundaries with toxic people requires consistency. When someone crosses a line, don't hesitate to remind them of your limits. For example, if they repeatedly call you during your private time, you could say, "I've mentioned before that I don't take calls after 8 p.m. I need you to respect that." If they react negatively, remember that their discomfort is not your responsibility. Boundaries are about protecting your well-being, not accommodating others' demands. Document instances where your boundaries are violated, especially in workplace or family settings. Having clear examples can help if you need to escalate the situation or seek support from others. Toxic individuals often use criticism, sarcasm, or subtle digs to chip away at your self-esteem. They might mask their negativity as humor, saying things like, "You're so sensitive, can't you take a joke?" Or they might give backhanded compliments, such as, "Wow, I didn't think you'd actually pull that off." Gaslighting is another tactic they use to make you question your confidence. This involves statements like, "You're imagining things," or "You're overreacting," designed to make you doubt your perceptions. Over time, these behaviors can lead you to second-guess yourself in all areas of life. Toxic people don't just attack your confidence directly, they also undermine your achievements. For example, if you share a personal accomplishment, they might downplay it by saying, "Well, anyone could have done that," or "It's not that impressive." These comments may seem small in the moment, but leaving you feeling less capable and more insecure. Recognize that their behavior is a reflection of their own insecurities, not your worth. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, and distance yourself from those who consistently undermine your confidence. When possible, call out their behavior calmly but directly. "That comment felt dismissive. I'd appreciate it if we could focus on being constructive." Affirm your own value by celebrating your achievements, even if others refuse to acknowledge them. Toxic people can disrupt your life, leaving you feeling drained and unsure of yourself. By recognizing their self-centeredness, manipulative tactics, and boundary violations, you can start to protect yourself. You don't have to tolerate toxic behavior. Setting boundaries, limiting contact, or cutting ties can help you prioritize your well-being. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive people will create a healthier, more fulfilling environment.